What's up, y'all? It's KingBritneyChanel, and I'm back with another video. So Drea, honeys, sat down with Extra and spilled some tea on Kay. Gave a little bit of her thoughts, but the interesting part, y'all, is she basically said that there's no price tag on a woman's soul. We're going to get into all my commentary on this, but definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoy my commentary on this. So we've been talking a little bit about Drea this week, who is the ex-wife of Kay, and a lot of people was kind of salty that she was getting, $20,000 a month in the royalties, and how, a lot of people they've been talking about Drea. They feel like, Drea knows more than what she's telling. They feel like she kind of, seeing a lot of stuff. A lot of people side-eyed, Drea from the very beginning. So Drea spoke a little bit about her thoughts about what people have been saying about her, a little bit about what's going on with Kay and how she feels about him. So she sat down with Extra, honey. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. Y'all should definitely watch their interview on this because it is interesting. So Kay's ex-wife Drea speaks out while he's in his situation where he's at, y'all, and it says, only Extra's Jen, is it Lamers, sat down with Drea as she raised awareness, or y'all know, on DV. I can't say the word because I don't got time for the guideline drama that they be having. So Drea and Kay were married, if y'all don't know, for 13 years, but they divorced back in 2009. We still hearing about they divorce because Kay's divorce counsel, who withdrew from that whole situation, is owed over $12,000, and that's what she's seeking from him. So she basically, y'all, she shared so much in this interview. So she shared this little point. She says, the day I escaped from him, it was the realization that these gates on our property was not to keep people out, but to keep me in. And I was like, oh, that is just very interesting. We've seen time and time again, parents and different people who have spoken out about Kay, and they talked about, him having this controlling, kind of manipulative side to him. A lot of people who are supporters of him, they talk about him in a charming way, but if you're not a supporter, a lot of the stories that you mostly hear is that, the girls had to ET phone home, and it was like 2-second phone calls to the families. It was women that said they had to escape, like this situation right here. It was women that they have all of these women, they have similar stories. Some of these women have met, some of these women have not met, but it's crazy that they're all, telling the same story. It's very possible for a person who is, of a certain personality type, like prime example, I'll say, if you are a person that's a narcissist person, to the world you could be presented a way. You could be the sweetest person ever, but to other people that you have crossed, you could be one of the most sour people. And people, only time tells with those type of people, okay? And we've definitely seen time tell in Kay's situation, because he it's always with these types of people, and I'm not saying that he's a narcissist or whatever, but I mean, it's with all these excuses and this privileged behavior, I'm starting to feel like he probably could have some of those type of traits, in my opinion. But oh, my toe, oh, this, I can't come here because of this, I need my laptop, I can't see my 2 girlfriends, and regular everyday people have to get wheelchaired into places, to talk to the judge, or, they're commanded, or it's mandatory for them to do certain stuff. So he's definitely getting special treatment due to him being a celebrity. I would say, just looking at things. I don't know how y'all feel, but it's definitely, in my opinion, him getting special treatment. But you see these type of situations where we've been hearing things about him from 1990, I would say 94 till 2019, to this very day. And at a certain time, I think that Drea wasn't able to really talk about things because the climate was not acceptable for her to talk about things. Because a lot of people be like, well, why do some of these people wait so long to talk? A lot of these people, if they would have spoke out before, they would not have been believed, okay? Like when somebody is in their glorious stage, they a championship winner, multi-platinum, a lot of people don't want to believe that their hero is really a villain. They don't. You see a lot of people now, they're struggling to believe that Kay is capable of this. So you have a lot of people, I mean, even with the whole Ted situation, I'm gonna call him Ted B. To a lot of people, he was very charming, so they could not, fathom that he could be out here, sending people on to the glory. They just didn't, it just didn't click with certain people. But people have to come to an overstanding eventually in life that you can know a person for years, but you rarely could know a person. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what a person would do when they're not with you. You don't know what they'll do behind closed doors. I don't be vouching for nobody because you just don't know, okay? You just don't know. Unless you see with your own two eyes, you can't say this happened, this didn't happen, because you just don't know what a person would do. A person could be extra charming with you. They could be extra chivalrous with you and then get somewhere else and don't be like that. We've seen that. I'm talking about, if you look at some of these La Policia and the statistics for how they treat some of their family at the house, due to the stress of the job, to their their peers and their co-workers and the other people in blue, they are, pristine person, always on time, always look like this. At home, they could be, monstrous. So you just don't know. And it has to do with climate. Like things, I say this all the time, that was acceptable in certain time periods. It was okay to say certain stuff. It was okay to do certain stuff in different climates. So I'm guessing that's, what she's trying to say with certain stuff. So we come on to the tea, honey, on to the tea. So earlier this year, Drea came forward, with her claims of, the physical and other emotional and other claims that she has made against Kay. And y'all probably seen the Emmy-nominated series that she was in. But she wasn't ready for the critics who questioned why she waited so long to speak out, she admitted. She said it was really hard, the Vic shaming and the Vic blaming, she wasn't prepared for it, is what she was saying. And that's why I mentioned prior that I think it was the climate was prepared. Like, we as people cannot tell God when he's ready to move and when he's ready to stop and to cease things. And when he's ready, he will do that. Like, he loves his children, and God will chasten those that he loves, okay? That means that he'll give you a time period to get yourself together. But after he tells you time and time again, he'll send different people to warn you. A plane, train, automobile is what I'm saying. He will send different people to come and counsel you. He'll send wise counsel. And if you don't stop, your lessons become harder. He has to deal with you at that point. You could come to your own conclusion and face up to your consequences and, repent for things. And just face up, to stuff like a man or a woman. And if not, the lessons become harder. And apparently there was no breaks for a person like Kay. So, he just moved on, kept going until, boom, we here. So I guess she wasn't prepared for people to be coming for her in such a way. But, I mean, I already knew, just because of how hard his fans and people go for him, that was the type of stuff that was going to be happening. This type of stuff where people blame people who have been victims of stuff has been going on, for some time. I think now you have more people that are for people getting justice now when it comes to him because of the climate. If this would have happened years ago when he was on top of the charts and stuff like that, I don't think that these people would have been believed. So I'm thinking that she probably waited more so, in my opinion, due to the climate. And then, okay, so she went on to say, I thought, here I am coming forward. This is about women's empowerment. We're in this together, and I just wanted to give validity to these women's stories, and hopefully if they don't believe them, at least they'll say the ex-wife she's speaking it was the complete opposite. A lot of the people, and I kind of feel what she's saying on that, a lot of people that you see that's speaking on behalf of Kay, a lot of these people, they never even met the dude, or they really just had brief encounters with him, and they're speaking on his character. And I found that very questionable. Like, how are you speaking on somebody's character, or trying to be a character reference, or blaming people who was actually around him? This was the person's wife. They were actually around him, living with him on a day-to-day basis. So they had more encounters than you as a fan would have had with this individual. So I get where she's coming from. Now, there's some people that feel like, Drea may have had, dreams of, stardom and money motivation. You could believe whatever you want to believe. You entitled to your opinion. I kind of feel like Drea is trying to, move while the iron in the stove is hot. I got to get on my shows and get on my grind, because he's not going to be able to provide for her like how she's probably used to. Her alimony and different lifestyle money things that she had going on for her lifestyle to provide for her. So she's probably trying to get as much money as she can so that she's solidified. He's gonna be away for a long time, people. If the people versus Kay have their way, he's going to be gone for a long time. I think that he probably will go on to the glory, and people will be talking about his story when he goes on to the glory behind those walls where he's at. Okay, so also Drea, she also shared her reaction to people claiming that she was lying for money. She defended herself, emphasizing there's no price tag on any woman's soul. You can't put a price on life. At the end of the day, women are, they're out here trying to remain. I'm paraphrasing what she said, because I can't use the particular word that she said. But women are out here, trying to thrive in situations that are not always ideal. You know how he be like, I'm trying to get my life. When he was up there with all that. Well, she's saying that the women are equally doing the same thing. And conditions today are getting, I would say, tougher for women, because we have came such a long way, with suffrage and different things. But I'm noticing also that it's like women are also in different ways. They trying to take different stuff from us. That's a whole different video. I might do a podcast on that. I definitely would say that the woman is being came for, especially the woman of, I would say, of color is being came for, because women is out here birthing nations, okay? Women is out here responsible for a lot spiritually, and their role is important, okay? God put them here with a purpose, and their role is important. And so who, of course, is mad about the existence of women but the enemy? Okay, so different things. And I told you I wanted to talk about this whole case situation, because I feel like when it comes to young women of color or women of color, when this type of stuff happens, because we're not valued as human beings in society the way that we should be, when we're birthing nations, we are royalty, is why I have to speak on this. Because when it comes to these situations happening, they was being grown, this person shouldn't have been doing this. It's like all of these standards. But let this have been in another community. They would have taken care of this individual like that. Okay, they don't make excuses for the trash in their community. They don't. Other communities, they don't. The only people that do that is people that are melanated people. Not all of them, but some of them do, because they don't value their women. If you listen to this music, there's no love. The woman was made to give love, to nurture, right? That's why in the ways that we should be loved, we're not loved, because of course the enemy does not want that. So I already understand what she's talking about. Yeah, there's some women, of course, that they want money, but this is why these images of women, doing, risque type of stuff is promoted, all to pull down the image of women, because they don't want the image of women to be great. They don't value women the way that they should. And this is why you have things equated. Everything is equated down to money. Like, there's no amount of money that's worth somebody's life, people. That's crazy to me. So they go on to say, she goes on to say, that's why I often say, she says, you may love K, but you might not like, his the other side to him, who he actually is, because his persona is his stage persona, but you don't really know the real him behind the closed doors. You just know the person that you love, who performs and who sings melodies and different things that you like. And that's what she's saying. Like, all these people is impressed by the personification of this dude. Him, he plays this Romeo type of Casanova type of cool dude. It's your boy such and such. That's what he say. And he's who he is musically, because you can't take it from the man that he's a musical genius. He is, but that doesn't negate the fact that he could be a messed up person in areas. Okay, there's plenty of people that have gifts in one areas, honey, and due to things that happen in their life, they probably didn't get help, and then they're messed up in those areas. So y'all know they go down, K's breakdown with his little rap sheet is. Oh, they talk about them 13, in July, how he was, they put that paperwork on your boy with those new FED situations, and they go into all of that. Oh, they go in, what Steve was talking about, they go into all this little stuff, y'all. So basically, okay, so let's get back to Drea. So after they talk about his little recap, they say Drea pointed out that it is bittersweet to speak out about what happened to her while, Kay is where he's at. She explained, people don't understand that although he was the person that did wrong to her, he's also the father of her children. That's what she's saying. So it does put her in a situation like, you could have love for somebody who has done you wrong, and you still know you have to do the right thing at the end of the day. And it's like, you may love that person because y'all shared those moments, but you still know that, this person has done all of this stuff to these people. I got to say something. I have to protect, my family from this person. I love him as giving him the respect that he, helped me and, in this journey to bring forth children. That's what she's basically saying. But I had to overall kind of do the right thing. I kind of feel her. It's like a bittersweet situation. You love a person. You wish that they would have just got some help. But at the same time, it's like, what's right. So I could see where she coming from. And she also goes on to say, but I will say this. I will take my, the person that did her wrong and the father of my children being in, I'm paraphrasing what she's saying, y'all, in the lockup if it means another woman doesn't have to be subjected to what I went through. So she's basically saying, like, look, all of this that has transpired, I love this person, thank God for my kids, but I can't allow this person to stay on the street. Which anybody, like, I feel like anybody should be saying this if they know that they have a family member or somebody that's doing wrong to other people. I love you because you my family, you my kinfolk, but I can't support you. And honestly, you can't say that you love a person if you're not trying to redirect and help them to move around, kind of, or reconstruct their life, or redirect. Okay, self-correction need to be happening. And honestly, you can't say that this is not a way to help this individual, to stop them from themselves. A person can make their own self-destruct, because you have so many people that enable. Like, I mean, I get tons and tons of like comments. Oh, why you don't talk about this person? Why you don't talk about this one? Why you always talk about this type of person? You don't talk about other groups of people. And it's like, I could do what I want to do on my show. That's the number one. Okay, if you feel like you want to call out other people, then you do that on your channel. But I this is my house. I'm king in this little castle. Okay, you do you on your own page, on your own time. But the second of all tip is that I'm not a person that will not hold people in my community accountable. I've said this several times. I'm a person that I hold people that are, of my same kind. Well, he ain't of my same kind, but if you can't be out here talking about other groups of people and them doing wrong if you're not going to say that about the person sitting next to you. Because I believe in, like, if something is wrong to me, it's going to be wrong to me on a universal scale, right? So I'm not just going to be on the hush because that's somebody that looked like me or from the community that society would say I'm from, right? Or I'm just, if I feel like anything, if I feel like lying is wrong, that means I'm going to feel like it's wrong, even if it's brother, cousin, sister, whoever. And I'm not going to cover for somebody that's lying just because they're a part of the family. You got to go. In my Sammy the Bull voice, time to go. So some people is good with that. Like, it's like they'll call out activity in other people, but they don't want to hold their own accountable. And I'm not that type of person. Sorry. Like, me and you, we're not cut from the same cloth. Sorry. I'm not going to do no crazy stuff like that. If I feel like it's wrong, it's going to be wrong to me, worldwide, universal. I don't care who doing it. It's wrong to me. And I'm going to definitely start at home by getting the mote out my own eye and start at home. It's not okay. Like, people do that. They will know that they family members or different people that they know is doing wrong, or people in their community is doing wrong, but they are, like, pressed when other people from other communities do wrong. It's because you having a hard time looking in the mirror within yourself saying, like, this is wrong. I need to get myself in my own house in order, that, like, in my own community in order, before I try to go, la police, be the la policia to other communities, okay? You can't do that. You have to hold people that is of your own kind accountable, and then go out and be like, you wrong too. If you're not going to be willing to face the truth, then it's like, why bother? Because you got people that's high. If this was little Bobby Joe, they would be pressed with him. Honey, you'll have people marching or whatever. But because he had braids for a couple of years and sung some R&B, and he was invited to the cookout, don't nobody want to say nothing. Nah, like, get out of here, like, with that. Because you like a little couple of tunes that he sung, nobody could press him and say what's good? Crazy. So anyway, they asked her what was her message for Kay. She answered, "Thank you. Thank you for trying to put, this fire out with gasoline, because now I burn longer, I burn stronger, I burn brighter. I'm so resilient. Now I use that as my fuel. That pain that he put me through, you will never silence me. And thank you for showing me how strong I am. And thank you for showing me that you were my Goliath and I am your David." Honey, woo, she done went spiritual. Wait a minute now. She said, because honestly, if you think about it, he was a giant. But baby, we serve the Most High God, who is not a respecter of persons. And you, on his scale, boo, you are nothing on his scale that he can't deal with. You are, like, you might be big in the arena of entertainment or celebrity, but you ain't outrunning God, and you ain't outdoing God, baby. When he put the brakes on you, it's over. Gatorade, throw the towel in. So she basically said that she was, honey, that youth that had them stones, them smooth stones, and knocked down a giant. I'm with that. Cause there's people that think they get too big for they trousers. And sometimes people have to get brought back down to earth. Like, some people look at this dude like he's some type of deity. He's a regular person, okay? A regular person who chose bad decisions and poor choices, and probably was influenced by some off influences, I'm gonna say, or some off spiritual influences from different things that he was introduced to in his life. And that's why we here. So, okay, let me get back to where I was at. So she said Kay has they say Kay has denied Drea's claims. In January, they say his team told Good Morning Britain that the claims were fully investigated and determined to be unfounded, and were basically rejected by the judge during their divorce, and are without merit. And if that's the case, then why was she awarded $20,000 a month off them royalties, bruh? So, I mean, I think he's cap. I mean, he's as cap as that toe story. I can't show up because my toe, and I'm scared somebody's gonna step on my toe. He's been cap. So, and they also bring up the fact in his interview with Gayle, y'all remember back in March, Kay said, "How can I pay my child support? How? If my ex-wife is, I guess tarnishing his name, and I can't get work, how can I work? How can I get paid? How can I take care of my kids? How?" So he was doing all that crying and them dramatics. If he was really worried about that, first of all, I know that whoever the judge was, they thought it was full of ish too, okay? Because he was making money for some time now. And it should have been no way that he should have been broke to this extreme to not pay for his child's tuition. But he had money to fly people from the claims that the people are making in and out of state, to be making payments to fly people to Germany so they don't give their testimonials. Y'all remember that 2008, what the claims was. He had money to do all of that. So it should have been no reason that he was backed up in no areas as far as child support. You got women with lace and all that. They got on silk pants, YSL and all of that, Gucci glasses he had on. And you mean to tell me that you didn't have no money to pay for your child support and your child's tuition? Sir, miss us with that. That thing came out March of this year. Okay? There's no reason. You know how they say he was like, I mean, his level in the entertainment industry, okay? I think they was like multi-platinum, all of these accolades he's supposedly supposed to have, which he was very influential in the music industry. You mean to tell me that you to the point where you don't have no money to pay your bills? That's because you was busy doing stuff that you ain't have no business doing, and having to pay people to keep it on the, okay? So that's just my opinion on that. Because there's no way that the lady, if you was doing what you was supposed to do with your money, would have been able to stop your bag in any type of way. Okay, sir? And let's stop, because you've had these claims on you from 1994 into 2019. So that is a bold-faced lie. She's not the person that is responsible for his career going to the wayside. He is. So it's KingBritneyChanel. You already know. Definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed my commentary on this. Definitely make sure you check back to the channel frequently if you want notifications from this channel. And I will see y'all soon on the next video. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, Definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.